what I know for certain is the Imperial Council and I are working on particular things to upgrade the ID system. Again, we are upgrading from the current system that we use to a new system, but nonetheless, we're still acquiring supplies like ink cartridges for the current ID machine system that your command has in place already. Are you satisfied with the efforts of the operations manager or local operations manager for you on the ground in Tom Memphis?
Yes.
All right. We are looking to upgrade particular things since the weather's starting to break. I do know that you have dispatched out supplies unto Arabati. The lieutenant ambassador on the ground has confirmed receiving them. We do know that he's been dispatching material out there on the ground, and he's definitely having an effect. The last Blog Talk Radio broadcast segment that was done under the auspices of the Imperial Broadcasting Agency did in fact yield a very large amount of callers into that particular segment, and basically 1/4 of those particular callers called from the Arabati area, so we know that it's having an effect. We'd like to see any staff that you acquire on the ground in Fatima, Saida, New Toledo, and Al Hannibal take the similar approach. And with the weather breaking, we want to see them get out there and disseminate as much of our FYI packets as possible to as many locations as possible to let folks know that there's a viable option on the ground where they domicile. So there are some changes that's coming. You're going to have to get harmonized with the Imperial Customs Force regarding particular things for those with IDs that are in dispute. There are things you're going to have to line up with the Minister for the Law and Justice, or at least his staff, in the event that any party is in dishonor on particular things. We haven't had any issues, and I'm grateful for that, but we have to do the obligation and responsibility to prepare for such things. And so you're going to have to be able to get a few things in place to have everything well coordinated between Law and Justice, Imperial Customs Force, and on occasion, depending on the circumstances, Imperial Affairs. I know the Grand Ambassador probably isn't want to hear all that. Grand Ambassador is always saying about the plate is full. Well, yeah, but this is part of what we have to do. Due diligence on the one side, details is what's relevant to the issue of due diligence. And it's a simple situation that folks in this venue should be smart enough and wise enough to make sure that they have dot all their I's and cross all their T's, as they say. Lastly, regarding the mission scenario, since it's under your auspices that it gets to determine who amalgamates into the venue and who doesn't, and it's under your auspices that determines what training classes parties get assigned to, and then it's up to Joint Information Agency at that point to commence their training. But nonetheless, we need to see an improvement in the communications amongst the sub-department heads and department heads. I am not knocking what we have going operational. I'm actually very appreciative of all the efforts, and you know I don't waste any time. And the opportunity I get to give you your due, I always make sure I do that in front of everyone. I'm happy with the coherent operations and the cohesiveness, but I'm always searching, always looking, and always striving for more coherence and more cohesiveness. And that's really what this is about. As you know, periodically I look to improve our processes throughout the imperial government structure. Well, this is no different. I'm just saying to you and all other sub-department heads, and as I said to the council members when we convened last, more cohesion and more coherency is going to be necessary. We are getting more and more parties who are taking a hard look at us. We are interviewing more folks, as I know you are aware. It's your reports I'm reading about the interviews, so I know you know this. But as these things do pick up, it is easy to have things fall out of place. You got to stay on top of everything at all times. And so constantly looking at processes, how we're moving forward, is key. And in order for us to do things in a manner that will uphold the Moorcentric center of gravity, it is ultimately, in my view, very important that we always keep our processes operating at optimum level, so that our folks can say, you know what, I look at your operations, all 12 departments, all 39 departments, and from what I can see, from my own experience, that's what's best for my family and myself. We want folks to say, yes, the Mexican Empire truly is a viable option. So that's all I really had. Is there anything you want to ask me or say in response to that?
Not this time.
All right, well, I'll clear you out of here, and when I get an opportunity, I'll go through the rest of your colleagues one by one, as we always do periodically, and get to the root of what we can do better going forward. So with that, Op Director, admissions is going very well. I'm very appreciative, and I'm grateful for all that you have done and all that you do on behalf of the entire Mexican Empire National Collective. And this is why we love you so much.